coffee and chit chat. We haven't done one for a while. Hi, my name's Christine L Conroy. Welcome to Happy Stuff and Fluff, a channel for women over 50 who are getting happy and growing younger. Okay, so sit down and have a coffee with me for 5 minutes. As I say, we haven't done this for a while. I thought I'd do it because I had a lovely email from a subscriber who was asking me how Charlotte is and how we all are. Thank you so much for that. You know who you are. And no, not at all. I don't mind you asking, not one bit. In fact, it's lovely to know that people are remembering and care about us. So send me all the emails you like. I've said this before. But it did remind me that most of you know about Charlotte, and I haven't mentioned lately what's happening with her. For those of you who don't know, my daughter Charlotte, who is 30 years old, is suffering from T-cell Hodgkins Lymphoma. So I can't remember where we were the last time I did speak about it, but we are now probably, I think it's at the 4th of her cycles of chemotherapy, which is amazing in itself because for the longest time we believed and were told that Charlotte could not tolerate chemotherapy, which meant when she got, oh sorry, you can hear the dishwasher, it's not my tummy, I promise. So when she got the lymphoma, we thought that was it, basically, because she couldn't have chemotherapy. Well, because it really was the only treatment open to her, they started to give her a very low dose of chemotherapy to see how she would tolerate that. And she seemed to respond very well to it, so the next cycle she was on the full 100% chemotherapy, if you like. So, as I say, she's now on her 4th cycle of it. She's amazing, I have to say, but she is struggling, and she does struggle with it. She has to take 5 days of steroids, and when she comes off those steroids, she really suffers with aches and pains and so on. Now, obviously, I assume, because they keep telling us that these things are normal, that everyone who goes through this awful treatment feels the same way or similar to. And so she, at the uppermost of her mind, is trying to remember that this is what's going to help her and to heal her, I guess. When you think about all of the really poisons and toxins and so on that are being poured into her body, then it's not surprising, is it, that there are going to be side effects to that. So there are good days and bad days. She has a terrific sense of humour, and on the good days she manages to maintain that. I mean, and even on the bad days, as I say, she mostly manages to tolerate it. So she stays with us for part of the week because the hospital she's being treated at is close by to us, which is another one of those serendipitous things. You know, we moved from the country to the city. Had we still lived in the countryside, then it would have been far more difficult for us to keep going back and forth to this particular hospital. As it is, we live just about 15 minutes away from it, and Charlotte lives with her partner a good hour and a half away. So, as I say, she splits her time, if you like, between us and her partner. So it's difficult for both of them. But as I say, we are grateful that she is able to have this treatment, and that so far, apart from feeling ill all the time, and that's horrible to see, I too have to keep uppermost in my mind that this is actually helping her. Hey, if you, and I know a few of you have, or have family who are going through this, let me know, how do they cope with it? How do you? Because one of the worst things is seeing someone you love suffer. It's not easy. Even for a positive psychology practitioner, it's not easy. But there's something to be grateful for every day, and I thank God, as I say, that she's able to tolerate this treatment. So that's Charlotte. Thank you so much for your email and for all of you that have asked. You know, I am going to do a video on how to cope with or how to deal with people who are ill, because lots of times, people seem to be concerned about asking or even stay away altogether because they don't know what to say or how to deal with it. Again, if you've experienced that, let me know, and I will do a video and we'll talk about it. Okie doke. Just think what else there is I need to tell you. I'm going out for tea. Someone asked me actually, so in the UK, right, this is how it's supposed to be, I think. So obviously in the morning you have breakfast, then between breakfast and lunch you have brunch at around about 11. So you have breakfast, brunch, lunch. Then you have tea, which is anywhere between 4 o'clock and I think it might be 7 o'clock. If you're having a meal then, that's tea. And then after 7 o'clock, it would be dinner. So if I say I'm going out to tea, and I've actually said on here, you might be cooking tea, and somebody sent me a message saying, cooking tea? That's what I mean by it. The meal that you have between 4 o'clock and 7 in the UK, at least this is where it comes from. Maybe we don't all use this language. And now we only have brunch with the weekends, which is really like late breakfast. So that's what I mean anyway. When I say, so if I say I'm going out for tea, it means I'm going out at like 6 o'clock. If I was going out for dinner, it would be after 7 o'clock. I just thought I'd throw that one in. Yeah, okay. And then of course there's brunch first, which I call the, if you miss breakfast and you go straight to an 11 o'clock meal. Okay, is that clear as mud? Okay, that's what I mean. Right, so after that little silly session, but no, thank you. I'm glad to be able to update you on Charlotte, because you have been all have been so caring and supportive about it, and I will continue to do that. But please keep up your positive vibes and your prayers, because we still need them. Okay, and remember that on the Happy Stuff and Fluff, we are getting happy and growing younger. I can't wait to see you next time. Bye-bye.